Well, it's a beautiful day in Oxfordshire today. Bit of a chill in the air, but the sun's out and the sky's blue for the first time in weeks. So things can't be too bad, can they? Right, I just thought I'd do a little bit of an update on what happened yesterday. Managed to get most of the stuff out of the inside without damaging it. This panel here was the worst one. So I've got a few small repairs to do on those when we get it off. Nothing I'm too concerned about. I think as I was saying the other day, for the cost of this thing, I'm not too worried about a few small repairs like that. I managed to drill all the rivet heads off of these corner plates yesterday, and today I've just got a few things like these wires to pull out. I managed to get all of the cooler systems out, which there were two mounted up like that. Got rid of those, which was a good thing to get done. There's a bit of debris in there we got to get rid of. That's just left over from where I pulled the coolers out at the top there. Those are the supply cables and pipes to it. As you can see, it's almost ready to start to chop up now. I need to take this door off in a minute, and I seem to be cornering the market in these fridge coolers. Got this one here, we're going to have another one there, and then there's one over there. So either they need to be sold shortly or they need to be weighed in, but I'm going to have a tidy up once I get these boxes sorted out. Right, I don't think I'm going to talk too much today. I think I'm mainly going to try and get this box cut up and finished, seeing as it's such a good day for doing it today. It's a lovely day, and yeah, I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay, so that's all of those corner braces off. There are about 9 of them all in all. So that's a good step, good job to get done. Next thing is to take this door out, and I think if there's a load of rivets down the back here, if I pop those off and then loosen up around the edge around here and across the bottom, it should all come out. Probably come out and fall on the floor in a big heap, but I'm not really bothered. I just want to get it off now. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so more or less ready now to start cutting this up and separating all these panels. It hasn't been too bad to strip it down. Quite a lot easier than I thought actually. I got this door out yesterday and that wasn't too bad to take out. There was a separate stainless steel frame that was bolted in, and I managed to get all the bolts out quite easily. These were riveted. It was bolted along the bottom and the top, and that wasn't too bad to get out at all. And I managed to lock myself in yesterday. I pulled the door down while I was in here and couldn't get it open again, so I had to smash out the broken area and climb out. Shame I didn't get it on film really, it would have been quite funny. I think my wife laughed, but she does anything like that to laugh at me. She does, she seems to enjoy it, so maybe it's a good thing. Right, yeah, so now what I've got to do is cut all around these seams all the way around and take the panels apart, and I want to be really careful when I'm doing this because I've put a lot of work into getting to this point and I don't want to screw it all up by going crazy at these panels with a saw. I was gonna, if you're thinking of doing one of these, I was going to give you a bit of advice. They're not too difficult to get out. I think the main thing is where the people that make it stick parts onto the edges, what I would say is take your time in. You want to get a wedge under one part and then heat the glue up. Don't heat the panel because you'll spoil the panel, but it actually really loosens the glue up and allows you to lever things off. Like all of these corner braces, I did all of those and they were just, I banged a wedge in there, a wedge in there, a wedge in there, and the whole thing was just pulling off in the end because I warmed the glue up. And the same with all of these bits around the inside. All of this, I just warmed up the thing that was on it, put a lever behind it and gradually pulled it off, and it didn't break any of it. So that's a good little tip if you are thinking of doing this kind of thing yourself. Whether it's a good idea or not, I don't know, to do this. I think it is. I think I've saved us a fortune by doing this, and it means that our budget can be spent on things like a really nice fridge freezer for inside the camper that we want. We want a good heater in there as well, and I don't see the point in wasting money when you can spend it on, you know, things you're going to be using all the time. We need to get a good awning as well, so that's going to be handy. Here's some of the aluminium that came out. There's quite a bit there, and all of this stuff that's lent against the other box was what I removed from the inside, and most of that I'll be using again. Big pile of old wires and tubes and all kinds of nonsense there. Looks like the tip's going to be getting a visit soon. I'll be dumping most of that. This was the big stainless frame that held the roller shutter door in. I mean, my advice from my perspective would be, if you're thinking of doing this, go ahead and do it. You're going to save yourself a lot of money, and if you can buy these boxes for the right money for like 200 or 300 quid, you've found a cheap solution to your problem of how to build something. I think they're really useful. Okay, right, we're going to get the saws out and get started. Hello, Em. You're on camera, so don't swear. Well, I've got to say, I am over the moon with this. If you're thinking of using one of these boxes to either make or adapt to build your own camper body, don't hesitate, because they come apart quite easily. You just need a bit of patience and a bit of thought, and you end up with a load of panels that would have cost thousands to buy. I've got one, there's one length over there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 really good panels that I can now use, plus I've worked out that I can also use the floor of this to make the front extension on our box, to make the floor for that. So things couldn't be any better at the moment. I'm over the moon. Look at that, what a beautiful day. Really lovely day today, not a cloud in the sky. Okay, so back at it today. Gave the box a good old clean at the weekend. As you can see, it's a lot better now, looks really clean. I'll show you inside. Oh. Yeah, I think this was the part where I put some petrol on and wiped it with a rag. Not very hygienic, but I'll lick my finger and you can see it's all clean now. You could eat your dinner off it. Well, I wouldn't, but you're welcome to if you would like to. Yeah, right, anything to get the old subscribers up. Right, what I'm doing today, I think on here, there must be a steel frame built into this end panel, because it had the cooler box bolted to it, and I've done some research and found that they weigh about 1/4 of a ton. So there are bolt holes here and here that mount it each side, and I think in there is a steel frame, and I'm hoping it's tied in up here and all the way down to the floor. And if it is, that's going to be really helpful, because it means I can use what's there to make the alcove on the outside over the cab. I need to cut a nice neat line along here today. I'm going to drill some test holes to make sure I'm not going to hit any steel or anything like that with my saw. So yeah, with that in mind, let's get started.